From downtown Minneapolis at US Bank Stadium, it is time for the Class 3A football semifinals here on PrepSpotlight.tv. The Dassel-Cokato Chargers at 12-0 taking on the Esko Eskimos at 11-0. A battle of unbeatens next here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
You are watching the state football tournament. This broadcast is made possible by PrepSpotlight.tv's partnership with the Minnesota State High School League. And through the support of Xfinity, it's a way better way to watch. The McDonald's owner-operators of Minnesota and western Wisconsin. Find your golden opportunity with flexible hours at mcdonalds.com/careers. ThinkBank. Meet your money. And the Star Tribune for all the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
Good evening and welcome inside US Bank Stadium alongside Chris Ohm. I'm Steve Linsmeyer. We have a Class 3A semifinal tonight. It is the Dassel-Cokato Chargers at 12-0 taking on the Esko Eskimos at 11-0. A couple unbeaten teams with a trip to Prep Bowl 39 on the line. And Chris, always fun to get a chance to come down here, beautiful US Bank Stadium, and watch some high school football.
Yeah, it's this time of year, Steve, where you know when you get to this point, teams are playing their best football in any capacity. We were just talking about it the other day with a bunch of coaches, and the proverbial, we're rolling right now. Of course, everybody's rolling right now, but the best place to be in Minnesota at this time of year is US Bank Stadium. And the ultimate goal, Steve, is to have turkey next weekend in the Prep Bowl. And these two teams, well-deserved, are going to be battling out here today in 3A football, trying to get to that next week.
Well, it should be fun. We're going to send it to the introductions here at US Bank Stadium, and when we come back, the keys to the game. It's Esko and Dassel-Cokato here on PrepSpotlight.tv. Staying right here, I apologize for that. Esko at 11-0, Dassel-Cokato 12-0, and it starts and ends for Dassel-Cokato with Eli Gilman. He has got almost 2,000 yards. He's got 36 touchdowns, 7.8 yards per carry, and that's going to be one of the biggest keys for Esko today. Can they slow down Eli Gilman? Because you're not going to stop him.
Well, Gilman is one of those running backs, too, that's a difference maker. He's going to get the ball the majority of the carries. He's one of those Mr. Football finalists, everything for DC, but you're exactly right. If you're an Esko fan, you want to slow it down. You don't want to stop him. That's almost unrealistic. So I like the key is to slow down Eli Gilman, give something else, and that's going to be a big thing for them to hear today. And
on offense for Esko, Dassel-Cokato has dominated time of possession this year with their running game, and really probably the same for Esko as well. But they've got to sustain some drives, get some first downs today.
Well, time of possession, coaches will tell you.
Good luck, players.
Coaches will tell you win that time of possession, you're going to end up being in a good spot. With two run teams here, we could be done in record time. The games have been going quick, but you want to take care of that ball and make sure that time of possession is high, and Esko is going to want to do that.
And then, of course, you mentioned it, Chris, the third key, win the battle up front. These are two teams that want to run the football. If your offensive line isn't going to dominate, you're going to have a hard time offensively because the pass numbers for these two teams coming in averaging 22 and 94 yards respectively through the air on average. These are not teams that want to throw the football.
Yeah, and these are teams that are predicated when they're in season. They're pound. They're the ground attack, ground and pound, 3 yards on a cloud of dust type of thing. So win the battle up front, and that just doesn't mean the offensive line. That goes both ways. You want to make sure defensively is you're sustaining those blocks as well. I don't want to say exactly mirroring each other, but the keys are mirroring each other, and they're going to want to make sure that the ground attack is neutralized, or if you're either team, leading the charge there to make sure that they're getting the positives on the ground attack.
Well, Dassel-Cokato and Esko, and as you heard there, Esko is going to get the football Dassel-Cokato is going to get the football first, so we are going to see this offense, and you look at the numbers, yards per game, 385 yards per game, 363 on the ground. They're averaging 41.3 points per game. This offense for DC is clicking right now, and they hope to keep it going this afternoon.
Well, not only is it clicking, but you get a chance. You see some perennial powers in their lineups. You see the Glencoe Silver Lakes, the New London Spicer, which had a good team this year, Litchfield, who have a good team. They're not only winning, they're winning convincingly. And that's the key here. And DC has had great ball for a number of years now. Gilman is just that good of a player that maybe pushes them over the top and gets them to the Prep Bowl.
Well, and Dassel-Cokato is, you mentioned that, it's a great point with the fact that they have done this in the playoffs as well. The numbers are almost identical in the playoffs, but we are ready to roll from the Class 3A semifinals, and Dassel-Cokato will get the football to start things off, and here is the opening kickoff, and weaving his way up the left sideline with some room is Keaton Johnson, and he takes it across the 40. And not only is Dassel-Cokato's offense rolling, as we talked about, they're going to start with fantastic field position.
Well, Keaton Johnson, too, is one of those athletes that they want to get the ball in his hands. You can see that right there. I mean, the ability to start midfield, the more that we see games here, semifinals at U.S. Bank, games are won by field position most of the time. If you can keep people pinned on your side, short punts, shanked punts. But here's a good example, a good start by a good kickoff return right here to the 44-yard line.
Well, the Dassel-Cokato Chargers will come out there starting quarterback Gregory Clark, only 32 attempts on the season, and they go with 3 backs in the backfield behind Clark, and the first handoff is no surprise. It's in the hands of Eli Gilman, and he takes it across the 45 for about 2 yards.
Well, for Esko, it's going to be all about containment. You could see it right now. Your heart is pounding. You know, both these teams got to the place that they're at. There's some good gap shooting right there. You know, with Gilman, you're going to have to be a little bit of pressure, a little bit of ball control up front, but, you know, you can't gamble too much because he's one of those guys that if you're going to miss, he's going to make you pay for it.
And Clark yelling to the sideline now, checking out the Esko defense. And barking signals the line, puts his hands under center. The back split behind him. It's the Gilman brothers, and here's a handoff to the fullback, and right up the middle goes Johnson across midfield, and he's going to push it just near the first down marker. It'll be about 3rd and 1.
Great little play here. You know, they split into the wishbone. They're just looking for a key, and that's a straight handoff. You might think it's a read on that one, but they're giving it to Johnson all the way.
And here's 3rd and 1, and it's in the hands of Eli Gilman again, and he zigzags his way back up the middle into the 40-yard line, and a first down for the Chargers. And that last play, you mentioned that it was a straight handoff. They certainly sold that they were maybe going another direction with all the acting at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and you'll see right here, it starts off like in a power I, and then they shift out. We'll explain that after this play.
And it's going to be a keeper now for Clark, and Clark's got nowhere to run. He gets stood up by Carter Zazulka and taken down at the 40-yard line. Nowhere to run for Clark.
Watch there, Zazulka getting in there, wrapping up. But the reason the team, that DC is going that power I and they shift right at the last second, they don't want people to scout which side Gilman, Johnson, others are going to be on. Sometimes there's tendencies that come out, so you'll see them right here. You see how they shift? It breaks the tendency on that.
And a fumbled snap, and Clark's able to get back on top of it, and he'll try to run with it, but nowhere to go, and that's a huge play for the Esko defense, as Clark fumbled the exchange from center. I believe, I don't think he ever even really got a handle on it. Oh, he did, and he tried to reach out and hand it to Gilman and just never had full control of it.
Yeah, just took it to his chest. You know, the luxury is of getting to see that play over again. Just dropped it on the way out.
It's going to be 3rd and 15, and this is not a team built for 3rd and 15. So let's see what the Chargers have in the playbook here. They're going to motion Gilman out of the backfield. He's got 4 receptions on the season. And Clark is looking that way. He's pressured, he's hit, and he's sacked. McCoy Parrish with the sack for Esko, and the Esko defense with a huge statement on the opening drive.
Well, if you're Esko, you did exactly what you needed to do defensively, and that's neutralize the outstanding running back Gilman, but get pressure. Look at that pressure. Constant pressure into the backfield. You know, it's what you got to do to set the tone, because everybody right now knows where the ball is going, and if, like you said, they're not in a scenario to pass the ball, most likely they're going to run. Boy, you pin your ears back and get to that quarterback as quick as you can.
Mason and McCoy Parrish both back deep for Esko, and here's a line drive. It's going to hit at the 17 and take a Charger roll inside the 10 and down near the 8-yard line. So a nice 9-yard roll, and now we're going to see the Esko offense for the first time, led by quarterback Ty Christensen. Well, we talked about Greg Clark, only 32 attempts. Ty Christensen, not a whole lot more, 92 attempts on the season. 58%, 779 yards, 11 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. So they're a little more dynamic through the air than Dassel-Cokato. And Christensen's coming out of the gun. Motion into the backfield. Snap to Christensen and a handoff to Witt. And Witt folds behind the offensive line on the left side for a couple. So 2 yards will bring up 2nd and 8.
They'll go from that double wing, just a different way to approach it. You know, they're going to want to run the ball as much as they can. But you see here, true read on that quarterback. He's looking at D end on that one. And again, most likely, is he going to hand the ball off to start this game? Of course, yes. You know, calm the nerves here a little bit. But he is reading that D end. You will see him pull that ball out, run for yards.
And Christensen again is going to give to Witt. And Witt pushing his way towards the 15. And that'll bring up a 3rd down for Esko. Nolan Witt, 94 carries, 833 yards, 12 touchdowns. He is the leading rusher for this Esko offense. But McCoy Parrish and Joey Antonucci also near him in attempts, 74 and 38. So they split it up a little bit, but it's mostly been Nolan Witt as the lead back. Here's 3rd and about 4, and Christensen's going to keep it. And he gets stood up at the 15 and driven back. Jack Hillman made the stop there for the Chargers.
Yeah, Hillman looking good right there. You know, they're coming up and clogging holes. Both Esko and the Chargers, watch this. Blocked down, but I love the fact, get up, meet him at the line.
Yeah, Hill was actually on the ground when he made that tackle. He got blocked but didn't give up on the play. So Esko will punt for the first time and a high snap, and we've got a whistle, however, and some free rushers off the edge for Dassel-Cokato, but that may have had something to do with the false start.
11, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So now Esko is going to punt from just outside. Just outside the goal line.
All awake after that one.
And a fair catch called for and made at the 48-yard line. So Kyan Link makes the fair catch, and it's going to be another great starting field position for Dassel-Cokato. 6:14 to go in the opening quarter. About the midpoint here of quarter one, no score.
You know, both teams coming forward, and that's what you ask in these first couple of series. You don't want to come to U.S. Bank flat-footed, and if a team comes out and they do the proverbial pop you in the mouth first or they're going to push you, both these teams have been stepping up, and that's what you ask. It'll start loosening up as you get used to each other's styles, but we're seeing both teams move forward, and that's a good sign.
Right now the Chargers winning the field position battle. And here's Monty Gilman's first touch, and he runs into a wall at the 45 and gets tackled right there after a gain of 3. First handoff for the younger brother of Eli Gilman. 92 carries, 737 yards, 5 touchdowns for Gilman.
And what you see is what you get with the Chargers. And I'm telling you, Steve, that they're going to want to get the ball. They just do that power eye shift into the bone.
And they'll split the Gilmans in the backfield again. Clark barking signals at the line. Johnson, the running back in front of the Gilman brothers. And a handoff to Monty Gilman again, and he moves his way in towards the 40, but going to be stopped at the 42-yard line. So another 3rd down coming up for Dassel-Cokato, and this is a much more manageable situation on 3rd down for Dassel-Cokato. They don't want to find themselves in 3rd and 15 like they had last time.
Right, exactly. Grant Kelly, 50. You know, they're going to want to trap through. Watch the guards pulling. The running backs got to time themselves, wait for that guard to pull. They're either kicking out or coming through. Good patience from the running backs.
Some movement there for a moment for Esko. They did not come across, so no flags as the Chargers tried to hard count and nearly got the Esko defensive line. 3rd and 4. And a handoff to Johnson, and he tries to push his pile near the first down marker, but looks like he's going to be short. It's going to be 4th and less than a yard here for the Chargers, and I would imagine, they're going to come right back to the line.
Quick to the line, too. Don't give them much time. It's just straightforward there. Chipping over, blocking.
Clark under center, and he's going to give to Gilman, and he gets hit in the backfield, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. What a play. The Esko defense again when they needed it.
I think Parrish right there, it wasn't a guess. Parrish came through and watch that. It was a missed block right there. You got to pick Parrish up on the outside. Well, he comes through, and again, we talked about it, Steve, stepping forward, the ability to go forward. These teams wait for the running backs to meet them. The running backs are going to win that battle. Parrish right that one. You know, the block probably should have been a chip right there. Boy, oh boy, big stop and a turnover and downs.
Chargers running a guy on late. Here's 1st and 10, and a ball floated down the middle and off the fingertips of Lincoln, almost intercepted. Kyan Link was the closest one there, and it was almost deflected again off of the deflection.
Yeah, watch this. I thought Link had it. Throw it up for grab. Oh, that'd have been a nice interception, but the tip was just enough there, too. As Ahmed was almost over to get that pick off the secondary tip.
Christensen just turned and let that one fly. 2nd and 10 for Esko. This is their best field position, obviously after starting backed up against their own goal line last time. But here's a handoff to Gregory, Javante Gregory.
Esko right now, they're going to want to pound the ball. It's just kind of a back and forth, back and forth. Like I said, I mean, Steve, we could be seeing this quickly done.
Yeah, we're already under 4 minutes here in the first quarter. That's just the 23rd carry of the year for Javante Gregory. And it looks like they have to call a timeout as Nolan Witt comes jogging off late. And
First time out of this half.
so Esko will take their first time out. We will step away. Esko and Dassel-Cokato are scoreless here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Hi, I'm Nick. I work at a McDonald's in northern Minnesota. An important life skill I've learned here at McDonald's is time management. In the future, I'm going to go study accounting at college. And here at McDonald's, they teach me to be very precise with my work, and that's a vital skill in accounting.
I'm making a 2 spicy biscuit. Thank you.
I would tell someone who's curious about working at McDonald's that they shouldn't be nervous about not knowing what to do or how they're going to fit in, because we will guide you along the way. For job information, text APPLY to 36453 or visit mcdonalds.com/careers.
Back here at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Steve Linsmeyer alongside Chris Ohm on PrepSpotlight.tv. A big 3rd down here for Esko in the opening quarter. So far, neither rush offense really getting it going here in the opening quarter. These two teams dominate on the ground, and here is a straight-ahead run and right up the middle, and a first down run for the Eskimos. And that was carried by McCoy Parrish.
Just a straight dive there. You know, they're trying to kick out with the guard there. The guard probably a little too much back. You want to go right off that center's backside, get that angle. But, boy, just physical teams. You know, they didn't get here by finesse. They got here by brute and strength. The numbers don't lie on these teams, and it is playing out here. I mean, that is just straight ahead, grounded out football.
1st and 10, first snap in plus territory for the Eskimos, and a jet sweep handoff to Parrish. And he tries to turn the corner, but runs into a wall out there on the edge, and he'll get about 2.
Yeah, just a little bit late on that snap. They're lucky that there wasn't a bad exchange. They snapped. You see how he had to slow down on that one. You want your jet guy to be accelerating right when he hits that tight end tackle outside and not gear down. But he did the right thing there. Boy, he's a one step ahead of that one. That ball hits him, they have trouble. So Parrish right there, a little adjustment, but they'll get that down here as the game goes on.
2nd down and 8. Parrish motions behind Christensen now, and he's going to turn that way and look to throw left. Now Christensen's going to take off and run, and Christensen near the 40. And another 3rd down coming up for Esko. You know, when we talked a lot in the open about the Dassel-Cokato offense, we didn't maybe give enough credit to the Eskimos' defense. They've pitched 4 shutouts this year.
And not only that, but you look at the other scores, too, going through section play. The shutouts were impressive, but the other scores, 8, 14, 12, 14, 14. That's only a couple scores, and those are late scores in some of those games because they're blowing them out 40-some to 0 or 7.
And here's a 3rd down run for Witt. And Witt's got the first down, and he refuses to go down as he pushes the pile inside the 35. And that'll move the sticks, and so far Esko on the move for the first time.
Just great hard running here. Look at that, 2 hands on the ball, not to be denied. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys right there.
Reminds me of another 28 will be chewing up the Vikings tomorrow, and A.J. Dillon.
That's right.
First
That's a bold statement in Minnesota, Steve. I don't know if I can concur with that one.
1st and 10 here for Christensen. And he'll straight drop, and he's going to throw it up down the left sideline, and it's incomplete. He was looking, I believe, for Mason Parrish.
Again, just a straight down the field fade. Oh, he zings that ball well.
Yeah, he does.
See how he just jumped there? I mean, that's just a good play. He's not used to being a receiver. You want to have a kind of stride on that one. Never tell your receivers to jump unless it's the last second, because you just never know, and you want to stride and adjust as you can. But this Esko team knows, hey, we're the ground first. We got to take those shots every once in a while. 2nd
down and 10. Christensen, I think, tried to keep it that time, and Witt said, "No, I'm going to take it." He'll get about 2 yards. That looked like 2 guys who weren't really sure where that ball was going.
Yeah. Well, the mesh when you have with a fullback in this type of offense, you got to be able to pull out. Sometimes those fullbacks, they'll clamp on, especially it's just kind of, you see the initial hit's going to happen, and all of a sudden that mesh becomes a clamp. And then a fullback needs to make sure you're not taking that clamp off, and we just go. So brings up a 3rd and long here, but that's still that defense. Good stop on that play.
3rd and 8. Christensen goes under center, and he's going to toss it out to the right. And trying to get the corner is Parrish, and he's going to be cut down short of the 25. But he is going to be just short of the line to gain. It's going to be a 4th and about 2, it looks like, here for Esko. They didn't give him the spot. I thought maybe he got the 26, but they marked it at the 27.
Well, it'll be an interesting play call here right now because 2 yards, they're definitely not in a position to punt. They're definitely not in a position for a field goal. That'd be a heck of a field goal for any kicker in Minnesota. Now the question is, do you run inside or outside? And with the success that they've had, they've been going off tackle well here. I would look off tackle.
And Christensen again has a little trouble with Witt, and it's going to be a 4th down stop as Witt falls almost immediately after getting the handoff. And the Dassel-Cokato defense comes up with a big stop.
Watch Christensen here. He wants that one back, and Witt isn't giving to him back. And you can see right here, look at him. He's saying, pull it. I want that out. I want that mesh.
They probably had a 1st down if Christensen keeps it.
You're right, and you talked about that. You pointed that out. Because right now, the clamp versus the mesh, and that's the big thing. You know they're going to be talking about on the sidelines. Christensen can pull that out. There's big yards to be had for Esko. You give that a win for DC, but a coaching adjustment on that sideline is make sure that mesh happens because that's big plays in the future for Christensen.
Final minute of the opening quarter. And a handoff to Gilman, and he gets taken down by Joey Antonucci. And he's going to even lose a little bit there. Antonucci made the big stop on 4th down on the last drive and comes up with another big defensive play here.
It's just hard running right there. They don't have to run a play here. DC, 19 on the clock, 22 on the play clock here. Let's see if it's a hard snap. This would be a perfect time to do a hard snap and let the clock run out. They might run one here.
Final 10 seconds in quarter 1, and they are going to run a play and a quick handoff to Johnson, and he'll take it to the 30, and that will be the final play of the opening quarter. So 2 teams that are known for their offense and their defense have been scoreless through a quarter. It's 0-0. Esko and Dassel-Cokato are scoreless here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Fox News.
It's everything I ever wanted.
Opening quarter has come and gone, and it is 0-0 between Esko and Dassel-Cokato here in the Class 3A semifinals. Steve Linsmeyer alongside Chris Ohm at US Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. One more game yet to come tonight. It is Mankato West and Rogers. That'll be our final game tonight here on Prep Spotlight. But, you know, these are two teams that have great rushing defense or offenses, great defenses. I kind of thought maybe the offenses would rule the day early, but so far it's been the defenses.
It's the defense, you know, and I go back to the shutout stat that you had. The one team that really flexed on Esko was Aiken, and that was a team that they saw in the section finals, and they played to like a one-score game twice throughout the year. So I'm sure that DC, whatever they're getting, is watch that Aiken film. Otherwise, it's been just a roll through the whole year for them.
And the right corner for Esko lined up offside. Sam Haugen was lined up across the line.
Encroachment on the defense, number 11. 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
So from 3rd and 8 now to 3rd and 3. Well, 3rd and about 2. It's a tough break for Esko. See if their defense can rise to the occasion again. A couple big plays already defensively for the Eskimos.
You know, I haven't seen the Gilmans go outside. You know, look for a tackle guard pull, something outside.
And Clark will give to Eli Gilman left side, and he nearly got out that left side, but he's held on to by his ankles and brought down, but it's enough for a first down for Dassel-Cokato.
If he does an ankle tackle, it's as good as going outside on any sweep. When you see him break through, it's assignment blocking. Watch how you go. You go inside. Those guys kick out. Beautiful job by Esko to knock it down right there, but if they get those guys bending down in a kick out, it's going to break.
It's Monty Gilman this time, and he's weaving his way behind his blockers for a couple. Wasn't a whole lot there, but Gilman, I think, kind of got lost behind the offensive line and picks up 4.
See the penetration there? Just being disruptive, getting in the backfield. You know, Peterson gets into the backfield. You don't want to shoot gaps all the time, but every once in a while getting in that backfield causes the running backs to stop.
Here's a toss to Monty Gilman, and he breaks one tackle, but not much after that as he tries to cut that one back in. And again, the Esko defense flying around right now. Carter Zazulka was the one who forced him back in. Carter Zazulka is plays with a lot of fire on the defensive side of the football for Esko. Here's 3rd and 5. It's Johnson this time, and Johnson tries to cut back, and he's got the first down to midfield.
The patience right there. You know, when you're inside the chaos, as I like to call it, watch inside. Watch the patience. You let the blocking happen. See, he's kind of in second gear there. He's not going with just traditional pro style, hit the hole and go, go, go. You got to have patience in the chaos, and then when it starts opening up, that's when you attack. That's DC football on the ground.
Here's a quick handoff, and a couple straight up the middle. That was 35, Hayden Horniman. First carry of the game for Horniman. He'll get 4.
Just straight good old-fashioned straight football there. Fullback double hands on the ground. I'm liking that.
Here's Eli Gilman this time, and he has not had much room. They are keying on number 1 right now. And if it looks like right now, from my vantage point, that Esko's made the decision that if someone's going to beat us, it's not going to be number 1.
Well, most definitely. I would bet halfway through the season everybody was going to say that, you know, and it's just the fact of who you're playing. But Gilman is going to be the center point. You know, they might have to spring off a little play action here, just something to get him off balance.
And this time, Esko came across, and tapping his helmet is Daniel DeMuth. And that'll be a 5-yard penalty against Esko. And
Dead ball. Encroachment on the defense, number 58. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
so now 3rd and short. Carter under center, and he'll give it to Johnson. And Johnson's hit and reaching for the first down.
Going to be close. I think they're going to spot this. Oof.
I think it's going to be just short. I thought he might have got it on the reach. Let's see here. But the far side official came in and marked him in between the 39 and 40.
Right here on the reach. I agree with you, Steve. Right there.
Yeah, I thought he got it.
Just a little punch to the line, but he called it a little short. Big play here, 4th down.
So 4th and the nose of the football. And Eli Gilman's got it and goes head over heels near the 35.
Well, Gilman right there. You give it to your stud when you need to.
So officials timeout. We have a down Charger right now. It'll be 1st and 10. We will take a break. Esko and Dassel-Cokato are scoreless here in the Class 3A semifinals on PrepSpotlight.tv.
You should feel good about where you and your money are headed. We can help you build a better relationship with your money, starting with our free Simply Better checking account. When you open an account, you'll also receive a free gift. Get started today. Think Bank. Meet your money.
No score here in quarter number 2. 8:36 to play till halftime. Esko and Dassel-Cokato looking to play Plainview Elgin Millville in Prep Bowl 39 next week. Plainview Elgin Millville with a dominant performance over a beat-up Annandale team who came into the game with a few key players on the sideline in street clothes. And Plainview Elgin Millville made the most of it and won that game 28-6 earlier today. So the Bulldogs await the winner of this game. Bulldogs had a great crowd on hand.
It's good to see him up there.
Yeah, we do
walking
have
off and on his own power. Limping a little bit here, but it's that knee that it's all bandaged up there too. So
Trayton Johnson was the down Charger.
got a good glimpse of the crowd right there. DC follows well. Great crowd. Located right outside the city here, about a good hour, but love to see the fans here. Love to see the ability of them to travel and get to the bank here. They're thinking for more. They'd like to see turkey dinner here next week.
1st and 10 for the Chargers. Under the 8.5-minute mark of the opening half. And the give up the middle again, and that is Horniman who gets 5.
Watch Hayden Horniman. He, double fist down. And if you got a double fist down fullback, there's only one thing you're thinking. Straight ahead bulldozer. And he's going to get the ball or he's going to block. Either way, it's coming at you hard. And right there, he's got that mentality.
2nd down and 5, and this time it's Gilman again on a handoff from Carter, and he gets stood up at the line. He'll get about a yard, but the white jerseys are swarming number 1 right now. Eli Gilman coming into this game averaging 7.8 yards per carry on 248 attempts. And so far right now, for Gilman, he has got 7 carries for 18 yards. Here's a toss to Johnson. Johnson trying to get the edge, and he puts his foot in the ground and picks up the first down inside the 25 of Esko.
Steve, I think you nailed it. This Esko team knows where Gilman is, knows what color his shoelaces are, knows what color socks, and it's going to be plays like this that are going to help DC move forward. If you can get the likes of Johnson in getting him more touches, right now they are all over Gilman, but they may not be looking for Johnson and company.
And they're not looking for Horniman again, who goes right up the middle for another 4-yard pickup. It's 3 carries now for Horniman. He's got 5, 5, and 4 and DC will certainly take that.
That's called a great fullback right there, Steve. If your fullback is getting 3 to 5 yards on the initial carry, it's exactly what you need. And his primary job right there is to break the holes for the bone backs. But if he's getting that initial surge, that's a good fullback right there.
Clark in under center, 3 backs behind him. He'll toss to Johnson. And there is a flag coming in, and that's likely in the area of holding against the Chargers. Wasn't much there for Johnson. He got a couple of yards. See if we can see the hold.
Yeah,
there
call
it is.
right there, 50. Hook on 72.
Holding on the offense, number 50. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat second down.
Getting Grant Kelly on that one. Great shot by our staff here at Prep Spotlight TV to get that. Sometimes when you see it throughout that high school season, you always say oohs and ahs, and it wasn't there, and you take another peek, you're like, oh, okay, I see that was a good call on that one. So officials right on top of it.
That'll back him up to 2nd and 16. Ball at the 30 of Esko. Nobody's snapped it from in the red zone yet here in the first half. And there's a handoff to Johnson. No, Clark, did he keep it? Clark kept it and takes it inside the 25. They got the defense selling out on Johnson, and it was Clark who just kept it right around the edge.
Great job, Clark. You see he fooled everybody right there. He got the linebackers going to Horniman on that one. 2 guys tackling him, but Clark danced around it, picking up positive yards, getting back in between the sticks at least.
3rd and 9 for the Chargers, and more movement from the Esko front. And again, the Chargers get Esko to come across.
Encroachment. Defense number 72. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Yeah, Alec Peterson, just a little too much zest in there. They've been jumping all game.
Yeah, that's the 2nd penalty, but they almost had him the first time.
Watch the ball, son. Watch the ball. That head forward, you got to tilt it over a little bit there.
3rd and 4. Just over 5 minutes left in half number 1. Clark will give it to Johnson. And Johnson inside the 15 and down to the 10 of Esko. So it'll be 1st down and goal to go for the Chargers.
But it's evident right now their best run, unfortunately, is to run away from Gilman. Gilman is getting spied on so much, it's opening holes for Johnson. Johnson getting into this game will cause a wrinkle into that defensive mindset. Do I have to stop them? Obviously, the answer is yes. You're right. You nailed it. Sell out on Gilman. But if Johnson can get going here, it's good for the Chargers.
1st and goal, and here is Gilman dancing outside. Gilman racing to the pylon, diving, and he's short. Marked out at the 3.
Just when you're sleeping, look who comes to life. Looks inside, great job. Good blocking out front. Might have got a little bit of tug and a pull out front by Johnson, but I thought he was outstretched to the pylon right there, but the official right on top of it, we kind of got shielded from up top here, but I thought he nailed that pylon before he went out of bounds.
2nd down and goal to go for the Chargers. Knocking on the door. Give is to Gilman. And Gilman pushing his way. He's in for a touchdown. Just refused to go down, and it's touchdown 37 of the season for Gilman.
That's his strength right there. Great blocking up front on this series by the Charger offensive line, but Gilman just gets the handoff of that left side. Watch the surge. Nice little kick out, but this is Gilman right here. They're pulling and tugging, but Gilman just wills himself in there, powers it in. They get the pull that they needed out front from Smock on that one. But Gilman, again, just too powerful of a runner to stop that momentum from any of the Esko defenders to stop him.
And here is the swinging gate for the Dassel-Cokato special teams. And they're going to move the guys back over and kick the PAT. Colleen will try the point after. and the kick is good. So 7-0. Dassel-Cokato gets a 3-yard touchdown run from Eli Gilman, his 37th of the season. And it's 7-0 Chargers here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Hi, I'm Nick. I work at a McDonald's in northern Minnesota. An important life skill I've learned here at McDonald's is time management. In the future, I'm going to go study accounting at college. And here at McDonald's, they teach me to be very precise in my work, and that's a vital skill in accounting.
I'm making a 2 spicy biscuit. Thank you.
I would tell someone who's curious about working at McDonald's that they shouldn't be nervous about not knowing what to do or how they're going to fit in, because we will guide you along the way. For job information, text APPLY to 36453 or visit mcdonalds.com/careers.
Back here inside U.S. Bank Stadium, we just had our seal-breaking touchdown as Dassel-Cokato leads 7-0. A 3-yard touchdown run by the Mr. Football finalist, Eli Gilman. He is headed to play collegiately at the University of Montana. He'll go play FCS football for the Grizz next year. And that is a kick over the head of the Esko returners and bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And we have a flag sitting at the 45.
Not sure there. It's kind of a weird spot for a flag.
It is.
Usually if it's an offsides encroachment by the kicking team here, but nice part about communications with the officials, they're able to talk to each other here, so.
I don't know if the officials know that there's a flag. Was that did it fall out of his pocket?
It fell out of his pocket. That's what you call at halftime. Your crew, you might be getting a little guff from your crew on that one.
Yeah.
You know, if that was you and I, Steve, I'd be like, hey, remember when you dropped that one in the 40 and I picked it up for you? You'd hear about it.
So here we go, and I would expect to. 1st and 10 for Esko, trailing for the first time today at 7-0. They motion Witt out. It's an empty set for Christensen. And Christensen's going to take it up the field himself near the near the 25. Be just short of the 25, it looks like.
Christofferson coming up from his linebacker position to make a hit. Little pep in the step by the Chargers right now. You thought Esko had a little bit of the momentum here, was going back and forth. Now Gilman and company have scored first here. That defense has answered now. You can see it, just feels, like they're wanting to get in here, but nice little 5-yard gain by Esko.
2nd and 5, and Christensen's going to keep it, tosses it outside, and a first down run for Javante Gregory.
Helmet coming off.
So McCoy Parrish will come out of the game for one play, as his helmet came off in the fray, but it is going to be enough for a first down for Esko.
Niemola coming up with the tackle on that one from his linebacking position, coming up, little pep in the step over there too, telling the sideline, let's go. That Esko's 2 plays though, 5-6 yards, it wears on you. These teams are just like that.
1st and 10, Christensen on a sprint out right, fires it out in the flat, has Williams. He'll turn it upfield across the 40 and knocked out of bounds near the 41. And that's a pickup of 11 and a first down, and that is our first completed pass of the football game.
Yeah, Gregory on the flat, you're just rolling out. Nice little pop. And for a non-passing team, that's a hard throw because you're on the run. Usually those balls are sailing balls, although they'll go a little high. Did a nice job just plucking it right into the hands there, a little 5-yard out and getting the first down.
That was Gregory on the 11-yard catch. And they did give him the 42. And Christensen's going to keep it again. He'll toss to Gregory, this time on the edge left side. And he cuts it back inside the 50. And Esko is in plus territory. That's a 9-yard run by Gregory. Last 3 plays have gone through number 4.
This is a good play, and here's why. The mesh, you see how he got that guy to step in, and the ability to pitch left-handed on a right-handed quarterback cleanly. These are things in high school you practice. It's not always perfect, but you want the ability to have a pitch, especially with a right-handed quarterback, on a left-handed pitch to get out there. He did that nicely. Gregory getting the ball, make it up positive 9 on that one.
So it's 2nd and 1. They motion Parrish out of the backfield. The give is to Witt, and he takes it inside the 45, and a pickup of enough for a first down. And that'll move the sticks for Esko. And Chris, I got to comment on the fact that I've called a lot of football games in my career, but I don't think I've ever seen a TV on the sideline like Dassel-Cokato has.
Yeah, exactly. We might get a shot of that here at some point during the game, but right on their sidelines, looks like we got like a Penn State down there with the colors down there. They got this huge 62-inch TV down there breaking out something. I don't think they're watching Family Guy by any means down there either.
1st and 10, snap back to Christensen, and he zings it the right side, and it's broken up. It was open for a moment, but a big hit put on by Grant Hontaja. Grant Hatia was the one, who made the hit there, and that was intended for Zazulka. And he paid the price trying to go up to get that one.
Yeah, Hatia on that one, good coverage. I mean, initially, Steve, it looked like he was going to have the ability to get up, get the ball. Hadia's speed to close on that one, made a beautiful play on that one, ended up not only knocking the ball, making good contact on it.
Yeah, they tried to attack the middle of that zone, kind of that soft spot between the deep cover and the flat cover, and it was almost there, but Hatia closed the gap in a hurry and was able to dislodge that football from Zazulka, and now who's laying on the turf after taking the hit. 7-0 Dassel-Cokato. They got the first touchdown of the game just a few minutes ago. They lead 7-0. We'll take a quick break. It's 7-0 Chargers here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
2nd down and 10 for Esko, down 7-0. Christensen with 3 wide receivers, takes the low snap, has some trouble with it, now throws one to the numbers on the right side and in and out of the hands of its intended target. He was looking for Brent Lilo, and it's incomplete.
You watch the ball. Christensen did a nice job. He didn't panic here. He picked it up, and he still planted. See how he planted and threw that one? Sometimes when you panic and the ball's on the turf, you get happy feet back there, and you don't set and throw and fire through off of that front foot. That one didn't sail. It struck right through. Just drop ball on that one, bringing up 3rd and long.
So now it's 3rd and long for Christensen and the Eskimos, and a handoff straight ahead for Parrish. And he's got about 3, and that's going to bring up 4th and 7 as we approach the 2-minute mark here of the opening half.
Watch Parrish. He's trying to get through there, but boy, oh boy, he gets wrapped up by Grindland on that one and just gets thrown down violently.
So
Grindeland on there is one of those guys, when he wraps you up, he's going to bring you down hard, and you saw it right there.
So 4th and 7 for Christensen and the Eskimos. Rolling to the right on a sprint out. Fires it right side, and a sliding catch made on the far side by Gonczarowski. And that'll be a first down for the Eskimos on a great find from Christensen.
Watch Gonczarowski go. It's a good route. He actually gets pushed into the area initially, but it's a 3-level route, so those guys got to decide, am I going to take the short or that middle or the over the top? Well, the sticks route to move the chains was that second one, and he thread the needle right in there perfectly to move the chains.
So the Eskimos on the move, 1st and 10, and here's the option to the left. And it's Gregory again off the toss, and he'll get a couple to the 29, but he is swarmed by the blue jerseys out here on the edge.
Time's ticking here, 1:04, clock's moving. They still have 3 timeouts. So after this play, they go in. I would imagine you got to start burning some of these here before half. Man alive, did this half go quickly?
It has, and Esko will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter as DC started with the ball. 45 seconds. They are taking their time here, but they do have all 3 timeouts, so certainly we'll get a couple of shots at the end zone here. Hand off to Witt, and Witt gets taken down after just a couple. Stop made there by Jack Hillman. So Esko takes their first timeout with 33 seconds left in the half. It's 7-0 Chargers and a big third down for Esko when we come back here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Hi, I'm Nick. I work at a McDonald's in northern Minnesota. An important life skill I've learned here at McDonald's is time management. In the future, I'm going to go study accounting at college. And here at McDonald's, they teach me to be very precise with my work, and that's a vital skill in accounting.
I'm making it 2 spicy biscuits. Thank you.
I would tell someone who's curious about working at McDonald's that they shouldn't be nervous about not knowing what to do or how they're going to fit in, because we will guide you along the way. For job information, text APPLY to 36453 or visit mcdonalds.com/careers.
Third down for Esko right before halftime. Just 33 seconds separating us from the intermission. Steve Linsmeyer alongside Chris Holm here at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. 3rd and about 6. Parrish motioning deep into the backfield. Christensen hit as he throws. Ball comes wobbling out, and it's almost intercepted. That was one that Hillman's going to want back, but Jack Hillman had a chance at an interception to end this opening half.
Watch this. Beautiful hit delivered, and it's just almost textbook right in the hands. See how that wobbles in there?
Yeah, that's one Jack Hillman's going to think about for a long time.
Hillman's going to be thinking about that one 25 years when he's in the Cokato, where, and they're going to be talking about, you remember when he dropped that ball? Don't tell me it was in the lights either, like he lost in the sun, because that thing was coming right down into his hands.
So it's 4th and 6 for Esko. The Eskimos will get the ball to open up the third quarter, but they trail here 7-0. Snap back to Christensen on 4th down, and he's going to float one down the sideline, and it is knocked away, incomplete, into double coverage, and the Chargers break it up.
Good hold there by the Chargers. They're just throwing this up, seeing if it's going to come down into Esko's hands there. Boy, any opportunity when you get the ball to kind of hang or to stay up, that second receiver is the one that should be coming in. When you see it come short like that, there's your TV right there, Steve.
Yeah, that is.
On sale now, Black Friday.
That is impressive. I've done a lot of football, high school and college, and I haven't seen many TVs on the sidelines. 22 seconds till halftime. I would imagine we're going to see the Chargers take a knee, but I guess
there you go.
You can't be sure. Getting a look at all the action from the first half are the Chargers on the sideline, and they will run it. And here's a handoff to Johnson, and he dances his way out near the 35. Chargers will let the clock continue to run here. Final 10 seconds of the first half. Well, Chris, 7-0 going into halftime. Dassel-Cokato gets a late touchdown with 4:22 left in the second quarter. That's all the scoring we saw in a very quick-moving first half. What are your opening half thoughts?
It feels like we should almost be giving money back to the fans here. This is the fastest half I've ever seen here at the US Bank Stadium. But you know what? It's evident because there's two powerful defenses and two powerful run-oriented offenses. So this 7-0 may hold for a little bit. I would expect, though, not a ton of adjustments going in at halftime. It's been a solid game. A couple penalties here and there. Turnovers haven't been a big deal. So we're seeing two teams that they know who they are and they know who they're facing. So I think when it comes down to it, Gilman is too much. Like if you can keep stopping Gilman, but I just feel like he's just ready to burst and ready to break. So if you're the Eskimos, contain Gilman is what the halftime message is going to be.
Well, it's 7-0 Dassel-Cokato into halftime. One of these two teams is 24 minutes away from a date with Plainview Elgin Millville next week in Prep Bowl 39. We'll take a break. We'll have first half highlights in just a bit, but it's 7-0 Chargers at the break here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Otten Brothers Garden Center is located in beautiful Long Lake, Minnesota. Visit our 12-acre garden and landscape supply center to enjoy one of the largest selections of plant material, landscaping supplies, gardening tools, gifts, birding supplies, pottery, and more in the Midwest. Experience festive holiday shopping in our indoor Christmas tree and fresh greens display. Otten Brothers has everything you need for the holidays. You can enjoy shopping in our all-season, all-weather greenhouse and store all year round.
Hi, I'm Nick. I work at a McDonald's in northern Minnesota. An important life skill I've learned here at McDonald's is time management. In the future, I'm going to go study accounting at college. And here at McDonald's, they teach me to be very precise with my work, and that's a vital skill in accounting.
I'm making it 2 spicy biscuits. Thank you.
I would tell someone who's curious about working at McDonald's that they shouldn't be nervous about not knowing what to do or how they're going to fit in, because we will guide you along the way. For job information, text APPLY to 36453 or visit mcdonalds.com/careers.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
You should feel good about where you and your money are headed. We can help you build a better relationship with your money, starting with our free Simply Better checking account. When you open an account, you'll also receive a free gift. Get started today. Think Bank. Meet your money.
Nobody does high school sports like PrepSpotlight.tv. Your home for Minnesota State tournament action is also where you can find the best weekly action during the regular season in 2021. We make it easy to be a high school sports fan at PrepSpotlight.tv.
And both defenses have just been hounding so far today. And here's Gilman setting up the game's first and only touchdown to this point. His 37th rushing touchdown of the season. Right there for Eli Gilman, the Mr. Football finalist. He's going to Bozeman, or no, not Bozeman. He's going to Missoula.
Going to Missoula.
To play for
Montana, the Grizz.
Montana. Bozeman's Montana State.
Well, the highlights here are everything you expected of both teams. You're not looking at these down the field, passing, prolific type of things. You're looking for ground and pound here. Two defenses that have just been exactly who they are. And again, Gilman is the guy. I think, going into halftime, you recharge. There's not a lot to say. When you get to U.S. Bank Stadium and you get to the semifinals, the great equalizer is the indoors. And now we've seen two teams, ground and pound each other here. It's going to really come down to, can you stop Gilman or not? And can Esko get into the end zone? Because when they've needed to, they've kind of stalled there at midfield. So this is going to be another quick half here, Steve. So buckle up. It's going to go quick.
Yeah, there's not a lot of chances coming up here in the final 24 minutes. The winner gets a date with Plainview, Elgin, Millville next week in Prep Bowl 39. And Plainview with a 24-6 win, or 28-6 win, excuse me. It was a 28-6 win over a beat-up Annandale team to move on to the Prep Bowl. And that will be on the 27th, so that is Friday?
Saturday.
Saturday is the 27th. Yeah. At 1 o'clock back here at U.S. Bank Stadium. Steve Linsmeyer, Chris Ulm with you from U.S. Bank Stadium. Esko will get the football to open up the second half. They will have it on the east end of the field, moving towards the west end, which of course is the open end of the stadium here at U.S. Bank Stadium, if you are unfamiliar with the layout.
It's going to be a great prep bowl for this 3A. I mean, whoever represents out of this game to see Plainview, Elgin, Millville, fresh faces coming in there too. Esko and DC both looking to, get to that day. It just generates a lot of excitement for these teams. You look down at the list of who they've played, whether if it's Esko, the Moras, the Proctors, the Pine Cities of the world.
My alma mater.
Yep.
Dassel-Cokato, of course, played in the 2019 Prep Bowl, losing to Piers in the championship game, 28-27. I'm sure there's a few guys on this Charger roster that remember that well. And we are underway here in half number 2, and Esko's going to get the football first. And running east and west for a while with it there was Mason Parrish, and he finally gets taken down across the 30, or short of the 30, excuse me. A lot of running for only about a 15-yard return.
Elijah Ahmet doesn't get the tackle on this one, but he gets the credit for what happened. He kept contained on the inside. I think as a coaching staff, when you talk about doing the little intangibles right, it's little things like that. Kids aren't just bulleting to the ball. You make sure that you're doing your job, you do it well. Ahmet on that one did a nice job keeping it inside, causing it to turn inside for the tackle.
So a big drive here for Esko as they start the second half with the football, and a couple of yards there off the right side for Parrish. That was McCoy Parrish, I believe, with that carry.
Well, for your Esko, you got to get that ground attack going. I mean, they've spread out. They've run the doubles on both sides. They've run trips to one side, but they're still oriented on that Christensen option and trying to get it going on the ground. They've been successful through the air, but it's only because they've had success behind that with some good runs. So you're going to want to see here what they can do.
2nd and 7, snap to Christensen. And throws the dart across the middle, and it's caught by Parrish, and he will take it inside the 50 and into Charger territory. And a big play there for the Eskimos.
Love this inside seam. Watch, you get over the top of the linebacker in this one and see how he delivers it right into his hands. He waits on that one, and that's a wait pattern. That inside seam doesn't develop until he gets over the top of that linebacker, and when he does, the quarterback recognizes it and delivers it with a great strike. It is not a lob ball. You need to strike that one in there. Great play on that one, first down.
23 yards. That is the biggest play of this game for either team. And now Gregory off the left edge, and he lowers his shoulder out to the 40-yard line. Gregory's been pretty dynamic so far today. He's had a couple of big runs. I mean, nobody's had huge runs, but Gregory has 5 carries for 26 yards, and that probably hasn't updated yet, so we can say 6 carries for 34 yards.
Runs strong. You know, he's only listed 5'10", 175, but plays a lot bigger than that. When you see it, he runs strong, runs well with the ball. Hard to bring down.
Snap to Christensen again was low, and he gives to Witt, and Witt just basically falling forward for 2 or 3 yards, and that'll be an Esko first down. So that'll move the sticks for the Eskimos, who find themselves down 7-0. Eli Gilman's 37 touchdown run of the season is our only scoring play to date. That came with 4:22 left in the second quarter.
Well, if Eskimo can sustain this drive and score, it's exactly what the doctor ordered. They need to be sustaining. They need to keep it going. They've gotten down to this zone, and they've taken penalties, taken a few bad plays, but keep this going, keep the sticks moving.
And there's a busted play as Christensen looks around for his running back on the handoff, and he only gets about a yard as he tries to make something out of nothing that time.
Yeah, he looks and turns around to nothing. That's a helpless feeling right there,
It
Steve,
is.
when you turn around because your feet are not moving. And when you want to hand that ball off and there's nobody there, that's the uh-oh then.
I was a very below average high school quarterback, but I know that feeling. Second down and 9.
Don't sell yourself short, Steve.
Well, I always tell people, I told you my stats, I'd have to take you out. Here's Christensen on a rollout. Throws it to the sideline. Ball tipped in the air off the fingertips of its intended target. Zazulka was the intended receiver there. He went up but could not bring it in.
Nice little toss here. He zings it up. See how you're not set on that when the ball sails? When you're sprinting out like that, I know he was under duress, but you want to get a deeper route and you want to be able to come forward so you can set and throw, and you're moving downhill on that one. You're moving back, the ball tends to sail like that. And that's something that you got to teach quarterbacks. It's hard. It's a lot more work as a quarterback. But if you can get outside in like that, those balls will come down.
Christensen on 3rd and 9 to the near sideline, and it's caught by Parrish, and he makes a move inside the 15, but there is a flag at the line of scrimmage.
That was a late flag, too. Makes me wonder if they didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage and they were doing a count.
So we'll see if this will stand, but another big play through the air for Esko for the time being anyway.
It's an interesting flag. We'll see here what the white hat has to say.
And everybody's moving back.
Ineligible downfield on the offense, number 5.
It's a tough call.
5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat 3rd down.
We'll see here if they were covering up 5.
It did look like maybe there was 2 guys in the line of scrimmage on the near side of the field. That may have
with the late
caused the issue.
Yeah, with the late flag, it's always a formation to me or a count. You know, if you don't have enough guys on the line or not. But you can see right there, I don't know if Scott Arnson is talking to the official. He wants better explanation on that sideline for what's going on over there.
So it's going to be 3rd and long. It'll be 3rd and 14 as Esko now backed up to the Charger 41-yard line. 8:38 to go in quarter 3. 7-0 Dassel-Cokato. And Christensen's going to keep it. Nope, he tosses it out right. Parrish trying to get the edge. And inside the 30, Parrish has got the first down to the 25 of Dassel-Cokato.
What a great run right there. You know, you see when he takes the pitch here, most guys are going to want to go outside. And watch the move right here. An inside route. He gets that guy to commit outside, and that's another 10 yards. He does that, he probably gets maybe a yard on the outside, and we're not looking at a first down there. So nice job by getting that guy to commit outside and then going straight down the field for that first down.
3rd and 14. Parrish gets 16, and the Eskimos will move the sticks. And Christensen hands to Witt. And Witt carries a Charger down to the 19-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6.
I'll tell you, no matter what, the Eskimos here from Esko, go or not, watch the mesh. That's a clamp. Christensen wants to take that ball out. You practice that almost exclusively daily on that mesh. And right now, the fullback is clamping down on it, and Christensen has a few times now been a little bit frustrated on wanting to be able to pull out that ball.
So here's 2nd down and 5, ball at the 20. And Christensen gives it to Parrish, and Parrish has got another 1st down run, and this one is going to take him near the 10. It's going to depend on the spot here, whether it's 1st and goal. Looks like he might be just short of the 10.
Well, McCoy Parrish right now is running with a purpose, as they call it. Look at him right now. He's got 2 guys dragging, and he's got 6 guys total right there in the box. I think the guy that's going to be getting the ball might be McCoy Parrish right there, because that guy is powering through on this drive.
They can get a 1st down inside the 1, and there's a fumble. Ball's on the turf, but I think Parrish got back on top of it for Esko. That one rolled, I think, right into the arms of McCoy Parrish. And a break there for the Eskimos.
Yeah, dangerous right there on the turf. You're going to see right here where that ball pops out. Look at that, unmatched. Right into the backfield instantaneously.
Gregory just never had it. Got hit on the exchange and just was never able to bring that in.
That left guard over there, right guard rather, stepping the wrong way on that one. Just allowing him to come in there.
A drive that has taken almost 6 minutes off the clock. Christensen on the slant, and it is a touchdown, Dassel-Cokato. And Esko is an extra point away from tying the game, trailing now 7-6.
Well, when you needed to get back in the game, you do it through a mixture, and right there, a beautiful slant. Again, patience and the ability to drill it into the window is perfect. On that slant, you're looking at where that linebacker is in front of you, and if you have the corner next to him, that linebacker goes straight back, you want to throw it early. If the linebacker goes out, you got to wait till he goes over the top. That time Christensen did a nice job recognizing that linebacker was dropping straight back, and he fired it in there for the score.
An 11-yard touchdown for Dassel-Cokato, and the extra point is good. And Esko has tied it, a drive that took 5 minutes and 47 seconds off the clock, and Esko responds. It's 7-7 here on PrepSpotlight.tv. Let's go back and take a look at this drive by Esko, and what a feed there from Christensen, and that the biggest play of the game, 22 yards, to really set this drive up.
Well, it was really through the arm of Christensen here. I mean, tough running again on the ground by Gregory, but Christensen's arm got them to where they needed to. I like this run right here because he committed outside, and then he went over the top for another 5 yards. That was a big 7 yards after that cut. And then we're going to have the ability here to not panic. You see how that linebacker dropped straight back and not out. You got to deliver it early. He did. Beautiful pass. We got ball game here, Steve. Right back to 7-7.
You know, going back to that one Dassel-Cokato dropped on when he was kind of coming back for it, I wonder if he didn't see the open field to the middle, because I think he may have scored on that one. We didn't really talk about it at the time, but I wonder if when he kind of came, because he kind of put his hands on his head right away like, oh, we missed one. But he gets the touchdown anyway. It's a touchdown for Dassel-Cokato, and that is his 7th of the season. And it is 7-7. Esko and Dassel-Cokato are tied here in the 3A semifinals. And we're going to see the offense again for DC come out here with 6:08 to go in the third. And how about the response, though, from Esko? I mean, down 7-0, a long drive, took a ton of time off the clock. We talked about it before the game. They needed to sustain some drives and win the time of possession.
You nailed it. It's the response. It's how you respond. I mean, this score could be a 14-7 type of game at the end. To go and get back in this game, even it out, now you're zeros again. It was a response. Impressive on the time of possession, impressive on ball control. They did it through 2 nice passes in the air. Excellent way to put that. Esko did a great job on that drive.
So here is the first play of the drive for the Chargers, and there is Johnson on the handoff for a couple. He'll get to the 30. Not a whole lot of room there for Keaton Johnson.
It just feels like they're still watching Gilman. You know, everything we're doing here is looking at number 1, Eli Gilman.
Clark in under center, has the wishbone backs behind him. He'll give to Gilman. Gilman dancing outside, and Gilman slides out of bounds near the first down marker. Looks like they're going to mark him a little short. Looks like he might be just a yard short, but we've seen the shiftiness from Gilman out on the edge
They're
tonight.
really stepping up, and right now that's evident. So, I was saying earlier, I was like, I want to see Gilman get outside. But these linebackers from Esko, they are stepping up right now.
And here is a handoff to Gilman, and Gilman fighting his way for the first down. Antonucci.
Antonucci right now is the guy stepping up. It's almost if, and I know this for a fact, you're saying to Antonucci, step into that gap and you just stop. Don't go over the top as they measure it here. But Antonucci goes in and he breaks down, almost like you're boxing out for basketball, and then assess from there. They're just, what that's saying is they're not expecting any pass. It is straight run, and until they do that.
Yeah, has Dassel-Cokato even attempted a pass? No, they haven't. It's going to be 4th and inches for Dassel-Cokato, who has not attempted a pass in this game.
Here's the analyst role here now. Do you go for it and you give Esko the opportunity on a big stop? Not only do they have momentum on offense, but if they stop it here, they have momentum on defense and the short field. If you're the Chargers here, you get the first down, away you go. I think you go for it. I mean, you got the big fullback up front in Gilman.
I have a feeling it's going to Keaton Johnson right here. That's where I'd go. 4th and inches. Clark under center, and he's going to give to Gilman. And Gilman is stood up, and he did not get it. The Esko defense swallows up Eli Gilman, and it's a turnover on downs, and it's going to be great field position for Esko.
Great field position. More importantly, a huge momentum shift. They had momentum. Watch them come in here. They got the pull that they needed. Gilman just stopped. And when those feet stop as a running back, it is gold, because you can see it. If you're a linebacker and you see anybody stop their feet, it's an automatic push, because to go and start back up there is going to do little to nothing. And that job by the Esko defense right there to get the ball back in their hands, fantastic for the Eskimos.
So we talked about sustained drives for the game. I just want to mention we have 4 drives in this game of double-digit plays. 2 of those have ended in touchdowns. The last drive for Esko, 11 plays, 73 yards, took 5:47 off the clock. And that tied the game. We have an 18-play drive. That was the touchdown for Dassel-Cokato. And then we have a 10 and 13-play drive.
That's impressive.
So here's 1st and 10 now for Esko. They'll snap it in plus territory after the turnover on downs, and a gaping hole up the middle, and a 12-yard pickup on the first carry of the drive for Witt.
Watch Witt. It was one speed, and that was go. He hands this ball off. It's just straight blocking forward. No trap, no pull, gap on over blocking. That's called go. There's only one speed. It's not 5th gear, it's not 1st, it's go speed. He gets that ball and moves the sticks.
So 1st and 10, 25-yard line of Dassel-Cokato. And a handoff again to Witt. And Witt inside the 20. And nearly had another first down run, a pickup of 9. So 2 carries, 21 yards to start this drive for Nolan Witt.
Well, they're seeing something from the coaching box, because they're not trapping this. They're just blocking a certain way, left or right. They're stepping. And the fullback in front or one of the side backs is just going straight through. There's no trap. There's no pull. It's just a straight handoff up the middle, and it has been successive now, 10 and now a 9.
And they're going to go right back to it, and there's Witt galloping inside the 10 and refusing to go down inside the 5 and down to the 3-yard line of the Chargers.
Somebody gets a pay raise in that coaching staff, because I think they just said we're going to run straight up the middle. Give them credit right now. They're sealing on all 3 plays back to back to back now. And that guy that comes up, he hasn't laid any pancake type of blocks. He's just speeding right through there and getting a lane for Witt.
They've given it to Witt 3 times on this drive. This time it's
Fumble.
a fumble. And Dassel-Cokato jumping around like they have it. And wow, what a turn of events. Did Esko get a little too cute that time?
They were going back to.
They went to Parrish.
They
Just
had
never
a lane
had it.
there. They just never had it. Hindsight's 20/20 on that one. And if they get that clean, Parrish goes because the blocking was there. But did they get a little cute? I mean, listen, they had 3 plays in a row where they went Witt, and it was first down, 9 yards, and another great barreling run. Sometimes, how does the adage go? Don't overthink it.
So the momentum swings are heavy here in the third quarter. Esko an 11-play, 73-yard drive to tie it. Then a stop on 4th and inches. And now a fumble for the Eskimos inside the 5.
Boy, if you're Esko right now, I think you got to push here a little bit.
And they're going to give it to Johnson, and he hurdles the defender. And Johnson trying to get outside. And Johnson for a first down across the 15.
What an answer. I mean, momentum is so huge in high school football. And you're seemingly look like you're going to go in the end zone. You're down 7-0 at half, and you're going to score. Watch Johnson here. Shows a little bit of his athletic ability. Looks like there's nothing in that little hop right there.
And they go right back to him. And he slices his way across the 20. Actually, check that. That was Horniman. So Horniman gets about 5, and he's been pretty consistent. That 3 to 4, 5 yards per carry for Horniman out of that fullback spot. And here's 2nd and 5. And it's Gilman this time, and Gilman has nowhere to run off the left side. He'll get a yard. So Gilman, as we said, came in averaging 7.8 yards per carry this year. Right now, he is sitting at, in this game, 12 carries for 35 yards. That's a 2.9 yard per clip. 3rd down and 4. Approaching the 2-minute mark here of quarter 3.
Do they have a pass?
They have not attempted a pass as of yet.
They do not.
They only have 15 completions on the year in 12 games. On 32 attempts, and they are going to throw it for the first time, and Clark is sacked. Zuzulka.
I don't mind the play call being a pass, just because they haven't run it, but you can see it's not something they're comfortable with because they only just put Gilman on the outside. Easy coverage on that one. Play action, everybody up. There's nobody out there. Just Gilman on an arrow route. Well, by the time he spots that, look who's in the backfield right there is Zuzulka.
So Parrish back deep to await this punt, and Esko could get good field position again in a 7-7 game here late in the third quarter. And they're going to let this one bounce. And it's hit by one of the Chargers and going to be falling on at the 47. Now, it did hit one of the Eskimos, I believe, but that was after it was touched by Dassel-Cokato.
Right. And that's what he's saying right now. The DC kid is going to hit it, and then it might have hit the Eskimo.
Let's see if we get a good look at this here. Because, number 5 is the one that touches it first. Yep.
Then after that,
then it still never, I don't think it ever hit an Eskimo.
Right, as soon as that DC kid gets it, if I'm Parrish, I go after that ball and try to scoop and go.
That's a rule that too many people don't know. And here's a handoff to Witt. They go back to him, and Witt gets thrown down before he can get to the midfield stripe. So a short carry there for Witt. Under a minute now here in the third quarter, which has been about a 12-minute quarter.
I'll tell you what, fast this game has gone. 7-7. We knew we were going to see some ground and pound teams here, but times of possession have been impressive. They have sustained both teams here.
2nd and 9, ball at the midfield stripe. And Christensen keeps it, tosses to Parrish. Parrish lowers his shoulder out on the edge. You're only going to get a couple, but a nice physical run from McCoy Parrish.
Watch Parrish here. Great pitch. And right here, that's
Elijah Ammett took the brunt of that one. So
Coming
third
around
and
the corner,
4.
Ahmed. You know, Ahmed, you're asked to go on and get that guy, but remember Parrish, he's 6'1", 170 full steam. That's a big task to get in front of that kid.
3rd and 4. Snap was low to Christensen, and they throw it out to Parrish. This is Mason Parrish on the near side, and he's trying to get to the corner, but he runs out of real estate and steps out of bounds at the 28-yard line of Dassel-Cokato. But a first down for Esko.
That's impressive right there in front of Eli Gilman. Watch here. He got Gilman to stop his feet. That little hesitation got him an extra 10 yards after the catch. Nice job here by the young fella right in front of Eli Gilman to get past him and move the chains for Esko.
So Esko has it again inside the 30. Christensen with 3 backs surrounding him on 1st and 10. The give is to Witt. And Witt inside the 25 and carrying Chargers to about the 22-yard line. He'll get 4. Another hard run by Witt.
Boy, this Esko team.
That's the end of the quarter.
Running hard, running hard.
End of quarter 3 from US Bank Stadium. It is 7-7. Dassel-Cokato and Esko are tied into the final 12 minutes. A spot in the Prep Bowl on the line here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Hi, I'm Nick. I work at a McDonald's in northern Minnesota. An important life skill I've learned here at McDonald's is time management. In the future, I'm going to go study accounting at college. And here at McDonald's, they teach me to be very precise with my work, and that's a vital skill in accounting.
I'm making it 2 spicy crispy. Thank you.
I would tell someone who's curious about working at McDonald's that they shouldn't be nervous about not knowing what to do or how they're going to fit in, because we will guide you along the way. For job information, text APPLY to 36453 or visit mcdonalds.com/careers.
7-7 here in the Class 3A semifinals. The winner of this game moves on to play Plainview Elgin Millville next Saturday in Prep Bowl 39 at US Bank Stadium. Steve Linsmeyer, Chris Olm with you this evening. The story of this game should read ground and pound. I mean, that's what this has been for both teams. We've seen just a handful of passes.
And those handful of passes, Steve, have been benefiting Esko.
Absolutely.
So we've found out that if you can sprinkle it in there against these two teams, that's the one up right now.
And Christensen's going to throw. Throws a jump ball to Zazulka, and he went up and got it. And it's going to be 1st and goal at the 1. Carter Zazulka with another big play.
This is just throwing up. There's no rhyme or reason to it. And this is an athlete coming down with the ball. Suzuka, he knew it right there, right in front of the DC side. What a beautiful catch, putting it right down to the 1. Athletic play by an athlete right there.
So it's 1st and goal. Esko, chance to take their first lead, knocking on the door. And the handoff is to Witt. He goes high, and he's in. Touchdown. Nolan Witt from 1 yard away, and Esko has their first lead.
We just talked about the difference maker, Steve, and that was the passing. Esko has got it now where they could pass the ball with success. You know, they were stopped down there. DC stopped them on that last drive. And then what did they do? They came back, got good field position, come up with a big pass, pounded in with Witt there for the score, bringing it 13-7 here. Extra point pending.
Extra point, try to make this a 7-point game. Snap was high, but the holder gets it down, and it's 14-7 Esko. A quick drive after the punt, and Esko pounds it in to take a 14-7 advantage here from the Class 3A semifinals on PrepSpotlight.tv. But here's some highlights from that drive, and there's Parrish on another big pass play. As you said, the passes have tilted the way of the Eskimos.
Yeah, and it's been beautiful, too. I love that in front of, he got Gilman to stop right there. This one, he's just throwing it up. Watch the heck of a grab here. Over the top, bringing it in. Come on, big fella. That's a great play right there. Excellent catch on that one. I love Suzuka going up and getting it. You need big plays. You ask for your big stars to go up there, and Suzuka goes up there and comes down with the ball.
6 plays, 52 yards, a minute 37 off the clock, and Esko has their first lead here at 14-7. Now what's the response going to be from the Chargers? Offensively, they don't have much to speak of here in the second half. And this is going to be Johnson from the 3. To the near sideline with some room. And he runs out of real estate on the side as he gets popped out of bounds by the kicker at the 35-yard line. So we talked about Esko's response, the momentum swing that has turned the way of the Eskimos. Now it's up to the DC offense to get it going.
Yeah, it's going to be up to DC. And I tell you here, Steve, they're going to need to sprinkle a pass in here. And the deception now is being picked up. We talked about different guys touching the ball for Dassel-Cokato. Johnson getting a look here every once in a while, both Gilmans. But there's got to be a sprinkle in there right now because this is 11 in the box. Look at it right there. Your screen is tight. That's 11 in the box here.
Clark under center, and he's going to give it to Monty Gilman, who slips the first tackle and then gets popped before he can get to the 40. A big hit laid on by Javante Gregory. And it'll be a gain of less than 4 for Gilman.
Double dive here. Watch Gregory. Just a little stick. Boop. Gets him back.
Second down and 6. Ball at the 40-yard line. Give is that Johnson or Horniman up the middle? I think it's Johnson for a couple. Johnson will get a couple and a big third down, and this is where the Esko defense has shined today. They have, in these short yardage situations today, Chris, Esko has won the battle up front.
Yeah, and you could see right there the coaches are saying, get down, get down. They're telling them to get down, and they're telling them to collapse the gap. The winner is going to be the low guy. Watch him shooting low here. See that?
And they give it to Johnson, and Johnson's got the first down as he jumps over another down Esko player to the 48-yard line. And that'll be enough for a first down for Johnson. He loves that hurdle. Second time we've seen Johnson get extra yards off a hurdle.
And you watch that play. Those inside tackles for Esko are just shooting the ankles. They're not even worrying about gap control or man-on-man. They're going down, trying to just shoot ankles.
But you know what? That's what we talked about, too, is how well the Esko linebackers are playing. And we'll get to that in just a minute. But it is 14-7 Esko leading here in the Class 3A semifinals on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
14-7 Esko, 10:23 to play here in the fourth quarter. Steve Linsmeyer, Chris Olm with you from US Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. Fresh set of downs for Dassel-Cokato. Chargers led 7-0. It's been 14 straight by Esko to take the lead. And the give is to Johnson. And Johnson's got some room as he laid the hit on the Esko defense there for a pickup of about 7 and takes it to the 44-yard line.
It's interesting to see. Watch again these D tackles on the inside. When they stay high and the handoff goes, they've had success. But when they've gone low, Esko has been really hard to beat.
And here's Eli Gilman with space. And Gilman, a foot race. He's gone. Touchdown. Dassel-Cokato, 38 on the season for Gilman, and that one's from 44 yards away. That is the ability of Eli Gilman right there.
Well, you nailed it. It is the ability of Eli Gilman. It goes to show you right there the special ability that Gilman has. He hasn't had an opportunity to stretch his legs. Great blocking right here and a kick. Still inside tackle. Watch the breakaway speed, though. There's the angle and the hesitation. Gregory is not a slow guy. And Gilman got around the corner on that one and put the guns down. That was a great run. What a special athlete Gilman is right there.
44-yard touchdown run by Eli Gilman. The Chargers trying to add the point after, and they do. So a quick turn of events there as the Chargers have tied it on a 44-yard touchdown run from Eli Gilman. You're watching the 3A semifinals on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Such news. It's everything I ever wanted.
14-14 back here at US Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. Steve Linsmeyer, Chris Ulm with you on PrepSpotlight.tv. And things were looking a little bleak for DC as Esko kind of had all the momentum, and the home run hitter Eli Gilman comes through.
That's right. You need big plays, go to your big star, and that's Gilman. And when they needed to answer, they did. It looked to be Esko was getting into the game and maybe even into control of the game. But we talked about Gilman. He's the difference maker. Just felt like if Gilman could get on the outside, and it wasn't a straight sweep. He still was inside tackle on that run, got great blocking, and then popped it out from there from the score.
And Esko will get the ball back in a 14-14 game here in the fourth quarter. And outside left is Parrish. And Parrish is whipped down near the 45, but a return of about 35 yards for Mason Parrish. And a good field position for Esko, just 4 yards shy of the midfield stripe.
Well, we can see if Esko can sustain a drive here now. 9:32, both teams with 3 timeouts here, fourth quarter. Winner gets the ticket to the Prep Bowl next week. And where Esko has proven successful here in the second half is time of possession and the ability to put the ball in the air. We see DC right now, they're not creeping up. They got too deep. So if they can sprinkle in a little bit of pass, a little bit of run here, they may have something coming.
Yeah, they've started to respect the ability of Esko to throw the football after Christensen's come down with some big completions to his big wide receiver, Carter Zazulka. That'll be just 2 yards on the carry for Gregory. Second down and 8.
Good penetration by DC on that one. Able to get in there. And
Gregory's been the more effective guy out on the edge today, I would say, for Esko. That's where he's made his money. Second down and 8. Under 9 minutes to go. Christensen back to pass. Left side, and that is incomplete as his intended target, Mason Parrish, fell down, and he's lucky that that wasn't intercepted by Link.
Well, he sure wasn't, and it almost looked like Mason was going to catch this ball. Good 3-step drop. See how he plants? He's kind of 3/4 on his release. He doesn't slip. You know, that ability to catch that ball gets the first down. But
if he doesn't get his hands up, that might be 6 the other way. Third down and 8 for Esko. Big play in the game here with 8:50 to play in the fourth quarter. Snap to Christensen. Looking to throw. Christensen going to run. And not much there as he takes it into Charger territory at the 49, but that's about it. He's still going to be 5 yards short. And looks like we're going to see the Esko punt team.
Great view of the DC crowd coming to life over there. Well traveled, by the way. Both these teams have a proud community and good football following. But DC crowd starting to feel it here a little bit of Steve. Coming with a 3. Dare I say, is Gilman getting warmed up. Turning on the Jets now. We'll see. This punt's a big one here. They're going to have to make sure that they push them back here.
And we've got movement. Before the snap, It's going to be a false start on Esko. We have Link and Hatia back deep for Dassel-Cokato. $8:11 to go, fourth quarter. Snap floats back. And this punt towards Link. He's going to call a fair catch and make it at the 24-yard line. So 8:08 to go. And a tie game here in the Class 3A semifinals. You know, coming into this, Chris, if you're looking at this matchup on paper, it kind of felt like it tilted towards Dassel-Cokato. You got to give a lot of credit to Esko with the way they've shown up and said, hey, this isn't just about DC. We're here to play too.
Oh, most definitely. I think when you have a Mr. Football type in Gilman, it always will feel like it's going to tilt that way. You see a lot of that in Minnesota. But I'll tell you what, Esko defense all year, you're looking at that. They were having none of it. This is two good football teams here battling today.
They are absolutely for real defensively. And here's the first play of this drive to Johnson. And Johnson gets tossed down after a short gain by Antonucci. And before we went to break the last time, I was talking about the linebackers for Esko, and that's really where I think they've made their money defensively today, is with their ability of the linebackers to come up and make the stop.
Yep, and they're coming up in the right spots, and they're not shooting the gap and going. They're coming up and stalling, which is the key on that.
Here's a toss to Monty Gilman. And he slips one tackle, still on his feet, and holding on to Gilman by an ankle was Antonucci. And that kept Gilman from potentially busting into the secondary.
If you do a cartwheel, do you keep on going? That's the question here. Watch Monty on this one. Thought he was going to go full-blown cartwheel right here. So he gets ripped up here then.
Nice little somersault.
Yeah.
So it's 3rd and 4. Game clock at just over 7 minutes of the final quarter. And Clark looking to the sideline now. And looked like we were maybe going to get a timeout by Dassel-Cokato, but they're going to run a play here. And now here comes the timeout. It looked like there was some confusion from the Dassel-Cokato coaches on the near sideline. And I saw one of them motioning for a timeout, and they did finally get it. So we will take a break here from US Bank Stadium. It's 14-14, a tie late in the fourth quarter of the Class 3A semifinals here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
You should feel good about where you and your money are headed. We can help you build a better relationship with your money, starting with our free Simply Better checking account. When you open an account, you'll also receive a free gift. Get started today. Think Bank. Meet your money.
Back here at US Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis, Steve Linsmeyer, Chris Olm with you. Class 3A final, or semifinals here on PrepSpotlight.tv. A 14-14 game in the fourth quarter. Dassel-Cokato with a big third down.
Well, the timeout is going to prove here if they have the play dialed up that they want. It's not going to be any different formation. Double tights. Triple I into the wishbone here. We'll see what they got dialed up.
3rd and 4. Clark under center. He's going to give it to Eli Gilman. Trying to dance his way outside. Cuts back in. And he's going to be short of the line to gain. Gilman's going to get about 3.
Boy, now you got a big decision. It's 6:38 here. And this is as big a decision as you've had all year if you're to the DC sideline.
And we have an injury right now. I'm trying to see if they have on the stats here the fourth down conversions, because DC has gone for it a few times on fourth down, and I think they're 0 for right now. Maybe one conversion. We will take a break here, though, from US Bank Stadium. It's 14-14 in the fourth quarter. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv.
Hi, I'm Nick. I work at a McDonald's in northern Minnesota. An important life skill I've learned here at McDonald's is time management. In the future, I'm going to go study accounting at college. And here at McDonald's, they teach me to be very precise with my work, and that's a vital skill in accounting.
I'm making it 2 spicy crispy. Thank you.
I would tell someone who's curious about working at McDonald's that they shouldn't be nervous about not knowing what to do or how they're going to fit in, because we will guide you along the way. For job information, text APPLY to 36453 or visit mcdonalds.com/careers.
4th and short coming up for Dassel-Cokato. Keaton Johnson was the down charger. This is a big decision, as we talked about going into the break. Dassel-Cokato just 1 for 3 on 4th down, and the 2 that they got stopped on were less than 2 yards. The 1 was in inches.
Well, they went to Gilman last time and they got stuffed here, and it looks like they're going to go for it again. I would guess a hard count, and then after the hard count, it's going to be the play that you run. Look at how tight both lines are right here.
4th down and less than a yard. The give is to Gilman, and Gilman falls forward for the first down. He made a spin move, didn't get his foot in the ground, and was able to fall forward for the first down.
Boy, oh boy, Gilman got hit in the backfield again, and if he doesn't kind of power it out, watch here. Got in the backfield right there.
Yeah, went to make that spin move, and that right foot just never caught the turf.
Difference is feet were moving. Last time his feet stopped. That's a big difference right there when you're moving forward.
We've reached the midpoint now of quarter 4. Hand off to Gilman, and Gilman to the second level. And he gets thrown down short of the 45. Looks like they might give him the 45. So a run of 9 for Gilman.
I think Gilman on that run, it was kind of a weird bounce. He gets the ball, he gets the hard count, and then they bounce him for an additional 3. I thought he was almost going to spring it. Would have been a heck of a highlight on that one, but.
So 2nd and 1 now for Dassel-Cokato. Just short of midfield. It's Horniman, and he goes up and over an Eskimo for a first down. That'll be enough for a first down, and Horniman is shaken up. And one of the Esko defenders was calling for the trainer immediately. Bryce Hipp was waving in the trainers. So Horniman certainly in some pain. We will take a break. It's 14-14, Esko and Dassel-Cokato tied. 5:19 to go in the 4th here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Such news. It's everything I ever wanted.
So Horniman is the down charger. It is 14-14. The Dassel-Cokato sideline on a knee right now, as Horniman gets looked at by the trainers at midfield. 14-14, 5:19 to go. And Chris, this is as good as we could have drawn up for a football game here late in the 4th quarter.
No doubt about it. And when he comes down to it right now, 5:19 left might be the ball game. DC can run this ball efficiently. They can chew up this clock. Then he puts it down to a team which can pass the ball, Esko, and they showed it here tonight, and getting it back in their hands. What it's going to really come down to is what Gilman is going to do. And Gilman started heating up here. If he gets through that line, he could be gone. He's that good. He's that good of a difference maker. Good to see the player up here, Horniman.
Horniman coming off the field after that injury.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, it is a great crowd of the Dassel-Cokato has today.
DC is such a great community. The school is in between Dassel and Cokato. Some great people in DC. Great ball fields, baseball central.
Yeah, you were talking about that earlier about the
Cokato and Dassel.
The baseball field they have there.
Dassel. It's a great sports community.
Well, Chris and I just met tonight, and we have figured out we have way too many connections that we never knew we had. So it's been a lot of fun working with you tonight, Chris.
7 degrees of Chris Ohm right there.
Here is 1st and 10, and a handoff up the middle to Johnson, and he gets wrapped around the neck and takes the ball inside of Eskimo territory.
Time ticking here, and remember, Esko has 3 timeouts, DC has 2. 4:50 is going to go fast. You normally would say in any sort of game, you're like, you got time here, but there's no urgency.
Yeah.
DC is just going to use all that clock. That 4:50 is now 4:40. It's going to be down to 3 in no time here.
2nd down and 5 as Clark ducks it under center, now looks to the sideline.
11 guys in the box. You just don't see that often. Both teams.
2nd and 5 for DC. Handoff goes to Gilman, and he gets held up and brought down. Stop made there by Daniel DeMuth. He's had a decent day up front for Esko and has opened up some holes in the run game as well. Called number 55 a few times.
Yeah, what do you do here now? Your 3rd down. They tried play action here once. They arrowed Gilman out. Just nothing. Esko is going to sell out here.
3rd down and 4. Handoff to Johnson. And Johnson does get his way across the 45, so now it's going to be 4th and just over a yard. And 3.5 minutes to go. The clock has been a huge factor here in the 4th quarter.
At DC, 2 for 4 on 4th downs. Nothing bigger than that last 4th down. They always say there's nothing bigger than the next 4th down conversion. So
the biggest play of the game to date. 3:13 remaining in the 4th quarter and a tie game with a trip to the Prep Bowl on the line. They're going to give it to Gilman, and Gilman's got the 1st down and more. And he picks his way inside the 40.
3 minutes and 1 second. That's a big 1st down, but clock is running here. Time management. Again, no sense of urgency. And here's the kicker, Steve. When you get to this point, the 2 minute drill, which you practice, a lot of guys up here, again, they're just content running the ball. 5-minute drives, 6-minute drives. But at some point, they're going to have to speed up here just a tad, or that time's going to tick down to zeros.
The handoff is to Gilman, and he makes a spin move, and now he breaks free down the sideline, and his speed, but he's forced out inside the 10. Eli Gilman.
You just feel it.
Yep.
Gilman is one of those runners that where you just feel it. It's not pretty, but when it happens, it's beautiful. Watch that right there. That's that offense, that double tight bone. It just comes up and it's just grind. And people are like, let's get him out open or let's put him somewhere. And that's the not pretty part. But you break like that, beautiful. Just beautiful.
So 1st and goal now for the Chargers at the 8-yard line. The give is to Gilman. And Gilman stood up there and brought down.
Well, if you're Esko now with 3 timeouts, you got to start thinking maybe I got to burn a timeout here just to stop the clock. They get a stop here. I'm not too sure if I'm Esko. I'm thinking about calling timeouts here.
Dassel-Cokato's kicker, Colleen, has made 3 extra points. They've all been boomed through, so certainly a kick is in play here.
And when you don't have a traditional guy, you want to center it. I'm betting this ball goes left. If I'm an OC, I'm going left on this.
Minute 48 to go in the 4th. Toss is to Monty Gilman. And Gilman gets taken down after breaking the first wave and then got popped out on the edge. And it's going to be 3rd down, and here's the first timeout, I believe, for Esko.
That's right. Esko's calling the timeouts now.
So 99 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. It's 14-14. Dassel-Cokato and Esko, and a big 3rd down here. We will take a break. A 3rd down coming up when we come back here to the U.S. Bank Stadium on PrepSpotlight.tv.
You should feel good about where you and your money are headed. We can help you build a better relationship with your money, starting with our free Simply Better checking account. When you open an account, you'll also receive a free gift. Get started today. Think Bank. Meet your money.
Well, and here is that toss to Gilman just moments ago.
Watch him keep his feet, Steve. You know, like you're pinballed around. The impressive part of both Gilmans, I would say even Monty too, as a runner, is that they keep their feet. As a 10th grader, he's listed at 5'5", 142, and he's getting pounded around in there. But the ability to not go down, it's a hard thing to teach.
So 3rd down for Dassel-Cokato.
You get another stop here. If you're Esko, you take another timeout.
3rd down and goal to go. Clark in under center, and he's going to give it to Eli Gilman. And Gilman twisting his way inside the 1, or inside the 2, down to the 1.
You got to take a timeout if you're Esko here.
And now you did center it up.
Oh.
It is right at the inside that line. So we will take a timeout. Will we see a DC field goal when we come back? It's 14-14 on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
14-14, 1:29 left here in quarter 4.
Esko has 1 timeout left remaining.
I was going to say there, they announced right before we went to break that they had 0. They do have 1 timeout. DC has 2.
Are you kicking the field goal if you're Dassel-Cokato?
Supposed to have an answer, Steve, right after that. I thought about that in that short break right here.
I don't see Colleen in the huddle.
I don't do it. You feels like you should, but I just give the ball to Gilman. Listen, this is who you got you here. You got to ask, and this is what they're going to do. I do this 100% of the time.
So it is 4th down and less than 2. With 90 seconds left, they go to Gilman. And Gilman is in for a touchdown. And with 1:26 to go, Dassel-Cokato has taken the lead with a trip to Prep Bowl 39 on the line. 39 touchdowns.
You always look good when you make the call right at the end when he goes in. But watch the blocking here. Wow, just wow. And you know what? Esko needed to call that timeout because they needed to be in a position right now with 1:26 and 1 timeout left. They did the right thing. DC did the right thing by going for it. You don't put it in the hands of the kicker when you're not a kicking team.
Here is the extra point, and Colleen knocks it through. 21-14, Dassel-Cokato gets its 3rd rushing touchdown from the Mr. Football finalist, Eli Gilman. And they lead by 7 with 1:26 to go. And let's take a look back at this drive.
Well, any package is going to have highlights in DC and its offense. Let me guess. Run, and run some more.
That was a 15-play drive that went 76 yards and spanned 6 minutes and 42 seconds.
That was a big play right there. Even if he gets stuffed on that one, I have 100% confidence that you make that call and you run the ball. You're down on the 1. You put it into your hands and what you got down there. And I get you. I guess whining right now. If you were to say, Steve, Chris, what do you think? I guaranteed he asked his offensive lineman, what do you guys want to do? And I guarantee they looked him in his eyes and said, let's go for it, coach. No kid at that point is going to say, let's kick the ball. And it's hard as a coach, and I've done this many times, to say, nope, kick it.
And here is a line drive kick, and it's kicked away from Parrish, but he will scoop it up and now take it across the 30 up on the right side numbers. So 69 yards separating Esko in a game-tying touchdown.
Boy, Dassel-Cokato right now. You know, if this was reversed, I would say Esko would be in the driver's seat, because if Esko would have scored there, DC just does not have the ability to pass the ball. But it's not. Esko has proven that they can pass it. You got 1 timeout and 1:20. This is all passing. You got 1 timeout and 1:20, all passing here.
21-14, Esko down 7. Snap back to Christensen, and this is deflected away. Is that going to be a backwards pass?
No, it's
an incomplete.
It went off the helmet of an offensive lineman. I actually think it went off of the running back who stepped up. It might have been Witt. But with that 3-quarter delivery, we talked about it a little bit. he's got it right down here, so it's going to, when you show it again, it just bounced off the helmet of the person in front of him.
For a second, I thought maybe he just kind of swung it around, but it did hit a helmet.
All passing here, 115, and you're in 4 down territory all the time from here on out.
So 2nd down and 10. Christensen takes the snap, looking left, pumps, and he'll throw that way, and it's broken up, incomplete.
You see what they're doing there?
Little hook and ladder.
They're setting up the pass and pitch, the hook and ladder. It's there, and now the DC coaches can see it. Watch right here. Just hesitate a little long. See coming in there, and it's there. So right now, if I'm the DC sideline, I wouldn't have no problem calling a timeout if I felt like I couldn't defend that.
So 3rd and 10, Christensen's going to throw the swing pass, but this is going to be stopped
Good
first.
call. Good timeout.
By the Dassel-Cokato coaching staff.
Second of this half.
21-14, late in the 4th quarter, 1:11 left to play. Steve Linsmeyer, Chris Ulm with you. We'll take quick timeout and right here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Hi, I'm Nick. I work at a McDonald's in northern Minnesota. An important life skill I've learned here at McDonald's is time management. In the future, I'm going to go study accounting at college. And here at McDonald's, they teach me to be very precise with my work, and that's a vital skill in accounting.
I'm making it 2 spicy crispy. Thank you.
I would tell someone who's curious about working at McDonald's that they shouldn't be nervous about not knowing what to do or how they're going to fit in, because we will guide you along the way. For job information, text APPLY to 36453 or visit mcdonalds.com/careers.
7-point advantage for Dassel-Cokato back here at US Bank Stadium, and just 71 seconds separating Dassel-Cokato and a trip to the Prep Bowl. They, of course, were there in 2019, lost a 28-27 decision to Piers.
Well, they gave away that last pass. So they have pass and pitch, and they have a double throw. They just showed it right before the timeout.
And Christensen's going to throw it. Looking down the left sideline, and he had his man, but it's all out of his reach and incomplete. He was open. He was looking for McCoy Parrish.
That's a great play call because it's one-on-one. That two-deep safety was far enough over where he wasn't going to be a factor, and you can press that out on a one-on-one on the outside. You put trips to the opposite side, and that two-deep safety is forced to come over, which he did. Boy, that was just a little bit from being a big play. Here's ball game, Steve. I'm telling you right now.
Yep, 4th and 10.
Boy, this DC sideline, our vantage point is we're on the sideline right here. They're getting excited for these Chargers.
Esko only has 1 timeout left, so this is 4th and ball game. But we're going to have a timeout first by the Esko coaches.
Esko, 3rd and final timeout of the half.
67 seconds to go. We'll take a timeout here on PrepSpotlight.tv. You're watching the 3A semifinals.
Such news. It's everything I ever wanted.
4th and 10 coming up here for Esko. They burned their final timeout trying to set up the right play.
Let's see if they have a scissors route. The scissors route is crossing. I think they're setting that up here. My guess is you're going to see 2 guys on the top of your screen crossing. Go for the guy in the deep corner. See if you can get Gilman to bite on the inside.
So 4th and 10, snap to Christensen. Ball game on the line. Christensen going to throw it back across the middle, and Suzuka has it just short of midfield. And with 1 minute to go, a conversion for the Eskimos.
Got to spike the ball here, 1 minute. No timeouts by Esko. You can't huddle. You got to get up to the ball, boys. Ball, time's ticking here.
Clock has started now. 53 seconds. And snap to Christensen. Rolling right. Throws this one to the sideline, and it's intercepted. And Dassel-Cokato's going back to the Prep Bowl as they defeat Esko. That should do it with a couple of kneel downs.
Stunned sideline right there. They gave it their all, Esko. Watch the rollout here by Christensen. He's just hoping that second level is right there. Puts it right into the hands of the DC Charger. That sideline jumping around, because you're exactly right there, Steve. They know where they're going next week. Couple kneel downs here. Actually, just one kneel down should do it.
Jack Hillman will get the interception for Dassel-Cokato. And Clark will duck it under center. Look at the DC fans as the final seconds will tick away. They do they have
They do not have to snap it.
They do not have to snap it?
Yep, they don't. They should not have to.
Looks like
they're going to
it's
be
about
like
a half second. Yeah, they will have to snap it one more time.
And it's like a quarter of a second here.
Yeah, it's not much.
Take a look right there. How excited if you are with the Dassel-Cokato fans right there. You're going back home. Probably got a couple days of school right before that big Thanksgiving break. Where are you going to be Saturday next week at 1? Right here.
So Clark will take the football, drop to a knee. The final 3 seconds will tick away. And Dassel-Cokato's headed back to the state championship. A trip to Prep Bowl 39 and a date with Plainview Elgin Millville. What a second half, Chris. I mean, it looked for a minute like Esko was about to take control of this game, and then boom, Eli Gilman pops one, and all of a sudden it's a different ball game.
Well, it's not pretty, and they get it done. You know, Gilman's in there, and he's exactly who he is. Big-time player, Mr. Football finalist, heading out to the great state of Montana, and what a beautiful day for the DC Chargers.
Let's take a look at some highlights from this one. This was that big third down conversion that set up the first touchdown for Esko, and there's the touchdown to Zazulka.
That touchdown stood for that first half. And that defense was stifling. You know, Esko really came out, and I thought they had a great game plan. 11 guys in the box, and Gilman just didn't have nothing going.
Zazulka made a ton of big plays today. Had a touchdown, set up the second touchdown with a great catch at the 1 yard line. I think you're going to see it right here. I mean, this was an unbelievable catch from Carter Zazulka.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable catch.
That set up Witt from a yard out. That made it 14-7, but then after that, it just was Gilman. He popped this one, and that just shifted the tide of this entire game.
Just makes it look easy. When good players just kind of float out there, Steve, and that's what it looks like right there, just float, you know you're a good football player. Love the spin. And right here, I'd love to see him move that ball possibly into the other hand, but he's strong with it. And this was that play right there, fourth down. That will be the play that they know got him to the Prep Bowl right there, because that was on coach, and this is the deal sealer right there.
So that was Jack Hillman's interception that sealed the deal, and Dassel-Cokato is headed back to Prep Bowl 39. They will play Plainview Elgin Millville at 1 o'clock on Saturday, 2 days following Thanksgiving. And Dassel-Cokato, we talked about Eli Gilman getting kind of stifled in the first half. While he finished with 23 carries, 140 yards, 3 touchdowns. The 44-yarder, though, Chris, I can't talk about it enough. That was the game changer. That flipped the script. It looked like Esko was running away.
It did flip the script. Credit the offensive line. I think when it comes down to it, we talk a lot about Gilman, and he is a great player, but it definitely is that offensive line that's going to perpetuate them to get to the Prep Bowl next week.
Well, that is going to do it for us today from U.S. Bank Stadium. For Chris Holmes, Steve Linsmeyer, and all of us here at PrepSpotlight.tv, I want to say thanks for tuning in. Dassel-Cokato beats Esko 21-14. They will play Plainview Elgin Millville for a state championship. And coming up next, it is Mankato West and Rogers right here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
You are watching the state football tournament. This broadcast is made possible by PrepSpotlight.tv's partnership with the Minnesota State High School League. And through the support of Xfinity, it's a way better way to watch. The McDonald's owner-operators of Minnesota and western Wisconsin. Find your golden opportunity with flexible hours at mcdonalds.com/careers. ThinkBank. Meet your money. And the Star Tribune for all the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.